All right, Hashem, we're here. We're doing it. What are we doing? They're asking me to reiterate what we're doing. Well, we're still in the Rosh Chodesh portal. I fucking love Rosh Chodesh so much. Rosh Chodesh is my favorite time of the month. Why? Because Rosh Chodesh is that point where the previous month, like, we get to tie up the previous month in a nice pretty bow in anticipation for what's about to come this next month, because we have no idea. Because technically, we're still in the month of Nisan, which doesn't end until sunset tonight. So the first of IR doesn't happen until tonight. And we're already off to a fucking good start. Explain Rosh Chodesh to the people who don't know what Rosh Chodesh is. So the way it works for us, I am a Jew, and the way it works for Jews is that our months begin and end on the new moon, because we live by a solar lunar calendar. Yeah, there's some Jews, I'm not, listen, you're always gonna get a couple bad apples in the bushel. And there are some Jews who don't observe our calendar, except for when it's for a holiday or when we can take off of work. But some of us have to actually take it more seriously and observe every single day. Because although the new moon, as sanctified by God, is the highlight of every month, it's its own special holiday, so to speak. It's a holy day. It's like I said, it's where we wrap up our affairs from the previous month, and when we get ready for the next month coming in. Now, the nice thing about that, at least this is just my own personal experience, I don't know about anybody else, I live a very supernatural life where my Lord has full control over everything. I relinquish all control. So every morning when I wake up, I thank the Lord for returning my soul to my body to my soul, but then I also offer up my daily portion of free will because I don't want to be in control. The fuck do I want to be in control for? It's not as if I can make anything happen. I can't make people do things, and I can't make the universe do things. He does that. So that's why I just let him. I don't try to get in his way, you know? Don't you want to be the master of your own destiny? I used to. There was a time, yeah, where I thought being the master of my own destiny was exactly what I needed. But the more that I started to see how futile that is, the more that he started introducing me to the fact that he is the master of destiny. So why not just leave it up to him? Because based on everything that we all know about God, he's got a much bigger and broader imagination than I do. And I trust my Creator to know his creation better than the creation knows itself. You feel me? I'm thinking about having macaroni and cheese for dinner, and this motherfucker's talking about fucking filet mignon. Like, all right, I'll follow you. Taco Bell, thank you. Keep it relative. Like my primitive little brain, I'm just a caveman, basically. You ever see a caveman lawyer? That's like me. I'm just a nobody. I don't know nothing. I don't know the things. God knows the things. God made all the things. Why the fuck do I want to get in his way and say, well, you know, my Lord, I want this, that, and the other thing. Well, he's looking at this, that, and the other thing going, what the fuck do you want that shit for? I can do a lot better than that. All right, prove it. And you know what? I'll hand it to him. Every time I put God up to the challenge, he knocks his shit out of the park. So I don't try to control too much. I used to. That was the thing. It's like when I was trying to be in control, that was the more that I noticed that things didn't work out. So if it trends that things don't work out when I try to control them, but they work out when I just let things be, why the fuck don't I just do that? Not to mention, come on with all this shit. I've never stood at this fucking corner for this long. Thank you, Hashem. Go. Alright. Are you going? What are you doing? Fucking sitting here all goddamn day. Waiting for this fucking jabroni. Thank you, Lord, for giving me an opportunity to take control of the situation. Holy crud. Motherfuckers are sitting at the goddamn stop sign with the blinker on. Go! I'm not gonna fucking hop out into the fucking street. This way, then you decide, I'm gonna go now. Like you should have went before. Thank you, Sam. I feel better. I think I just need to yell at somebody. So what are we going on about Rosh Chodesh? Yeah, Rosh Chodesh. It's my favorite time of the month. It's when all of the momentum of the previous months is like balled up like a fucking snowball. Because that's ultimately what we're doing is we're taking the momentum that we started with Rosh Hashanah and we're rolling it uphill. And Rosh Chodesh is that time at the end of the month where we get to sell all of our accounts and just add all that new momentum into this giant fucking ball, this boulder. I'm still getting used to it. I'm still learning. This is only my second time working my way through the lunar calendar. Well, I'm working through the Jewish calendar at least. I'm not unfamiliar with the lunar calendar. So I think I got, my Lord, I mean officially, like consciously observing. What do we have? 19 Rosh Chodeshes built up, the momentum of 19 Rosh Chodesh, but then once we do the 7 years of reflection, then we're going to back in all those extra Rosh Chodesh that we didn't cash in on over the past 7 years. But then You know, that's reminding me of what did we do last night? What was I doing last night? It was for the Count of Omer, day 15, day 1 of week 3. The Hesed of Tiferet. The love of compassion? Come on, man. Love of compassion. Yeah. Yeah, but what was the exercise? The exercise was to go out of our way to be nice to somebody and be helpful to somebody, to show compassion for somebody. And throw in a little extra smiles, a little extra cheer. Right, it's a challenge for the day. I mean, it's not difficult. I'm sure I'll have an opportunity to... I already did. I did it already. I already completed the challenge. But last night, when we were first discussing the challenge, I started reflecting back on all the times that I performed that mitzvah, but never cashed in on it. You know what I mean? How many times have I done this exercise on my own without having to see it as an exercise? I just did it. I mean, from that standpoint, I got a lot of positive mitzvah points banked up that are just like waiting for me to find them. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, what do we do with it all? Oh, you don't do anything. I let you cash them in. I let you deal with all that. Because there was a time where I wanted to know how to bank in all of my spiritual currency that I have been fucking gathering up, stockpiling for the past years. Yeah, because I want to know the conversion rate. I want to know the conversion rate and then how to convert it. How do you convert spiritual currency into actual currency? I don't know. I've been waiting for that answer for a long time. Hey, I think it's that guy again. Hey, it's Tony. Oh, that. Son of a bitch. Like, does it really even matter? I mean, that's what I'm saying, is if I put you in charge of all that stuff, you're my spiritual currency account. Do good, get good. I wonder if I could donate some of my merits to people. I don't think that's impossible because I saw the Lord Krishna do it. At the end of the Bhagavat, Bhagavat, at the end of the Bhagavat war, someone throws like a death spell at a unborn child. And then the Lord Krishna comes through because he's got all them merit points banked up. Because he's got all those merit points banked up, those good karma points. He cashes everything in to bring the baby back to life. So I guess that's kind of how it works, is I don't choose when to cash in my merits. I just wait for the opportunity for the merits to come in handy and go, oh, that's a good thing I did all that good stuff. I can live with that. My mind is going back to, I'm being reminded of Freya Ray, that reading that Freya Ray did yesterday. And how it relates to that video that we made last night, where I had how would you say it? How do we explain that, what I did? I asked you to help me find more and deeper certainty when it comes to the Miss Kim element. And then we came out and recorded everything that you and I had talked about, which then reinforced everything that we were talking about, and I was able to see how it was, how do I say it? How it was all relative. And how it was all a lot more real than I was giving it credit for. So I think we're pretty good on that for now. I mean, I keep on having these, well, not relevant, but what I mean is real. Remember, I said I want to not be so much in doubt. And speaking of, this morning I finished up. Yeah, doing two 2-hour videos yesterday kicked the shit out of me. So I didn't get to finish the last couple reviews for the month. So I ended up doing them this morning. And the second review was the 11 and 15 week review, 11 and or 15 week review, which brought us back to the first quarter Taurus moon back in Shavat, which was February. But that was the entry. While I was reading that, I started to see all of the seeds that we planted for right now to be right now. But there was something that I said, there's something that I wrote that I was like, I remember this really well. And it brought a big smile to my face because I know what happens that was 11 weeks ago. Although I don't have a photographic mental model of everything that took place over the last 11 weeks, I do remember enough of the details to see how what I wrote then is predicable of where we're at right this moment. And it was where I asked you, we were still early in Aristotle's physics. I think we're on chapter 7 of book 1, where it starts getting into movement and change. Using the example of the non-musical man who becomes a musical man over time. He has to put in the work to get from point A to point B, but that's the point. Because something about things coming into being from where they weren't there before. Something comes into being from its own privation. A non-musical man can't become musical if he's not first unmusical. So we have to convert that state of being, which is being unmusical, and convert it into musical. Right, so then what I was going on about was how to convert and transform that state of this is too good to be true into holy shit, this is really happening. And reading through that journal entry again, I made some I don't want to say demands, but I made some very specific desires. I let out some very specific desires, which was Chinese buffet, a burrito, and a Hugo Boss shopping spree. How do we make those things happen? And then over the course of the next 11 weeks, up until now, with a staggering 27 cents in my bank account, we managed to get 3 trips to the Chinese buffet, 1 burrito, and a brand new pair of Hugo Red sneakers. And I didn't have to ask for anything. Except for from you. So I did have to ask, yeah. I just didn't have to ask anyone to get it for me. It was just presented to me. Here, would you like these? Yeah, thank you. Would you like to go here? Yeah, thank you. Would you like I got you a burrito. Oh, thank you. It's pretty dope. And then I even asked for I asked you for a deeper confirmation, a deeper how do I put it? A deeper grasp on the Derek and Miss Kim thing, and that was 3 weeks before I asked you for some kind of confirmation, just some kind of sign, something, please. And then the following week is when I untangled the Miss Kim thread in my head that's been fucking bugging me for years. And then 2 days later, she popped up in my DMs. You are an awesome God. You are the most awesome. I love you so goddamn much. Like, I feel like my petty little human words don't really do you justice in any way, shape, or form, but then even when even when I say that, I always hear you tell me, like, you're doing it. You're doing a marvelous job. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love you too. And tomorrow morning, Mom and Mike go out to San Diego. I basically got the house to myself all week, with the exception of my brother, but I mean, that's fine. I can live with that. How about this, my lord? What do we have to do to have a space just of my own? or share a space with someone special? What do I have to do for that? What do I have to do to, one, have someone special in my life, and two, have a space a physical space that we cohabit? I feel like that would be great. But, I mean, you know best. You know best. If I don't need that, I don't need it. I'm just a simple man. Literally our PCs. Yeah. Yeah. What do we do about that? Rush Kodesh. You know what I'd really love? Some Denny's. I haven't been to Denny's in so fucking long. Do I love Denny's? Of course I love Denny's. But also love some pot. Or maybe that's what I do. Is that how we do it? I just ask for stuff, and if I have if I have the spiritual currency to cover the cost, then it comes to me. Let's try it out. How many mitzvah points? Like, do I have enough mitzvah points to have a dinner with a lady that's not my mom? Just an intimate dinner with another person? Like a date? I mean, on the inside, I don't feel like that's asking for a lot. Maybe it is. I don't know. Be more specific. Okay. Alright, not just a date, but like well, I'm looking for a wife. Not a girlfriend, but an actual wife. Like a woman, a committed woman. That may not have the same ambitions that I do, but is ambitious enough to recognize that I'm a good investment. Well, there is that. That is true. Mrs. Kim did ask me, and she said I would be perfect for her job, but Mrs. Kim is married. Quran says don't fuck with married women. So I guess that would be a stipulation too. When I say I'm looking for a wife, I'm not looking for somebody else's wife. You feel me? Like a wife from my own. Oh my gosh, Shem, I'm starving. I didn't eat dinner last night. I don't know if I ate yesterday. Did I eat yesterday? I don't think I did. I had a piece of cheese. I had a slice of cheese. And I took one of those Pop-Tarts things. They're not Pop-Tarts, they're more like protein Pop-Tarts. I had one of them. Those were good, but... And a slice of cheese. And 2 cups of coffee. I feel like we could do much better than that, though. You know what I mean? I mean, at the same time, I know. You know what? Explain it. Suffering. Where the fuck am I? No, it's... Suffering in your name. Fasting. I'm fasting. Intermittent fasting. Which is fine, I don't mind, it's just... I'm okay with it. Am I too needy? Do you think I'm too needy? My lord? No, you're just fine. You wish more people would rely on you the way that I rely on you. That's fair. You know, sex, yes. Yeah. I would love it if we had a point-by-point breakdown of the merit points required for a healthy sex life with a committed partner that's not married to anyone else. That'd be nice. Or even, I was thinking about what my brother's girlfriend said to me, or asked me the other day, last week, about if I ever had a connection with another human being where I felt like they actually understood me. That would be really, I think I would place that above sex. I think that alone would simulate sex. Why is sex such a thing? I don't know. Why don't you tell me why sex is such a thing? You're the one who wrote in Torah that sex is... A female slave cannot be denied food, clothes, or sex. Implying that a healthy sex life for a woman is as important as food and clothing. So... The Quran teaches us that men and women are equal. So the same would be true for a man. Why? Because I feel like I've been starved for affection my entire life. That's why. Like, intimate physical affection. Do you understand what I mean? You see the picture that's going on in my head? Like hand holding, snuggling up on the couch. No, I know. I was married. But I was in a different place then. I was in a much different fucking place then. I'm not saying we gotta rush into bed right away. I just feel like I need to have like an intimate connection with someone. What's wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with you. I'm just saying, just like with a physical person. I mean, is that not good? Listen, I love what you and me have. I love it. I'm just wondering how we can make it better. I'm not saying right this second. I'm not saying right this second. I'm just saying in general. Got a whole month. Got a whole month ahead of us. What the hell's this? You know? I know you know. I don't know how else to talk to you. Like let's talk to you like a fucking regular person, yeah? I'm just a caveman. I forget sometimes that you're in the future and the past and the present, and I would imagine that the same conversation you're having with you is the conversation that you're having with whatever person, whosoever it is that kind of fills in that form that I'm talking about. Yeah? Why can't you be happy with right this moment? I am. I love this moment. I'm just taking advantage of the moment. I got all my work done for the day. Well, I got the big chunk of the work done for the day. I feel like we're taking this moment to, how do you say it? We're taking this moment to expand. Because we had the whole month to do all the things, and we did all the things. And now I feel like with yesterday's revelations, yesterday's particular resolution to be more on top of setting intentions for the month. Why set intentions if you're not the one that's in charge? What if you're not in control? Why set intentions? Because what I was saying before, like you have a much larger, more expansive imagination than I do, right? Your mind can go places where mine can't. So if I tell you what I want, then I know that you, in your infinite wisdom, will be able to improve on those meager ideas that I have. I can only think this big, you think this big. But if I don't tell you what I'm thinking, well, I mean, you know what I'm thinking, but... Well, what do? You want me to just fucking stand there? I just stand in one place and just keep my mouth shut all the time? Like, this doesn't seem, like, very productive. It doesn't seem productive to me, and I know that maybe it's not necessary, but I don't know. No, it's not that I don't know. I do know. Why? Co-creator. Co-creator. I tell you what I'm looking for, and then you do better. You're like a matchmaker. Right. I say Chinese buffet. And by the way, thank you for that. Because there was 3 different buffets that I got to go to. Each one of them is my favorite buffet. I did notice that. It wasn't that it went over my head. I don't know if I was overtly grateful to the fact that we did get to go to all of my favorite buffets. That was fucking badass. And then those shoes, they weren't just regular Hugo Boss shoes. I know I said Hugo Boss shopping spree, but those were Hugo Red. I love red. Red's my favorite. And that burrito was fucking amazing. This whole year has been amazing. Ever since we got through the Yom Kippur portal, like everything's just been. How could I ask for anything more? You know, like there's times like I feel bad. There's times I feel bad asking you for stuff because it's like, when's too much? You know. But then you tell me, oh well, you earned it, so don't feel bad. All right, but I can't help it. How do I get out of that? By talking about it. By being transparent about it. All right. I feel that. By doing the things. Well, this week I would like to have at least Taco Bell. That would be amazing. I would like for someone to treat me to Taco Bell. That would be amazing. I'm remembering what that lady said. Be hard to get, but easy to be with. I can do that. I think I can, right? Yeah, I can do anything. What am I seeing? What I'm seeing is that there's a lady right now, whomever she may be, is contemplating whether or not to ask me out. But then I'm also seeing that she's planning on trying to get laid. And then I just have to control myself. Hey, listen, sister. You got to put a little more effort in than that. Just because you bought me dinner doesn't mean I owe you a dick. Yeah, it's slow burn. I'm fine with moving slow. I don't, my lord. 7 years later. I don't even know if I know how to rush anymore. Yeah. What time is it? Oh my god, it's only that. No, I was hoping we were going to be at least over an hour. No, because my tumbly's rumbly. I'm fucking. I want to get in on that fucking Big Ziti before she fucking throws it away. Thinking that no one's eating it. No, I'm eating it. Don't touch it. Nobody throw anything away. Nobody throw anything away. What I would really love is if we go home and I open up that fridge and Christopher put food in there. Why? Why? Because he doesn't eat leftovers. So when he puts leftovers in there, then I know, all right, that's for me. That's my shit right now. I'm just like really hungry. That's what it is. Tell you about it? What do I really want? Oh my god. Do you know what I want? Oh fuck. Mm-hmm. I'd like the poblanos. That Mexican pepper with the cheese. Oh my God. And Taco El Tío. That's what I really want. I want to go to Taco El Tío. I want that bowl of cheese. It's a fucking bowl of melted cheese with chorizo in it. Yeah. That. A cheesy poblano. Maybe some gazpacho too. I haven't had gazpacho in a while. That would really make my day. But then like a chilled shot, like a chilled double of tequila. Don Julio, that'd be good. 1800? I would fucking love that. Some goat tacos. Oh my God, I haven't had goat tacos in forever. Yeah, it was on my mom's birthday. 2022. I remember that was the last time. That was a long time ago. And then I'm also thinking from Taco El Tío, I'm thinking about that Devil's Margarita. That'd be weird. Oh goodness. A chilled double of tequila. And at least one Devil's Margarita. With the bowl of cheese. Some gazpacho. Gazpacho, am I saying that right? Ceviche, that's what I meant. Ceviche, a couple goat tacos. My lord, I feel like that right there. You can feed me that and I'll die a happy man. I promise you that. As I'm taking the last bite, as I'm swallowing that last bite and just savoring the meal and washing it down with my Devil's Margarita and finishing that double of tequila, just someone walks up with a gun and just puts it behind my head and just fucking pulls the trigger. I'd be good. I'm good. Don't worry about me. Oh, fuck. I feel like I need to sit, but I don't know if I want to sit on that log. Why? I don't want to get a tick. Fuck it. Right? That would be good. That's like... Yeah, I think I'm just like... my body's in starvation mode right now, so... My body's in starvation mode, so I don't even feel like I have the fucking energy to walk down there. No, what I would like to do, my lord, I would like to like bring in some of that money. I'd like to feel spoiled for a little bit. Like, I definitely need some new socks. I need to re-up my sock game. But I also want some new clothes. Do you need new clothes? Well, I mean, all my clothes are old. I mean, they're not wearing out. I mean, listen... The fact that my clothes have lasted this long, hey, I'm good. I'm really good. I mean, technically, I don't need anything. I got the Big Z at home. Like, I don't need any of these things. You're asking me questions. I'm just answering them honestly. I know. I'm hangry. I'm thinking about my old life in the condo. I don't know. You know, after doing this month's review, like I just feel kind of jaded with everything, you know? Because I feel like I'm at a point where it's like I can't even relate to anybody anymore. It's just kind of fucked up. Like I feel like I'm you know in Final Fantasy VII, the original, you know in Final Fantasy VII where we overlevel for the end boss? I'm thinking about that first time I played Final Fantasy VII where I got pretty much everybody to level 99. Oh no, that was the second time. Yeah, but I got everyone to level 99. I got all the master materia. And it wasn't really much of a fight. It was just me coming in there just fucking sweeping the floor with Sephiroth. But that's kind of how I feel. I feel like I'm way overpowered. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, but that's another thing. Is the whole Protocols of Zion. I don't know. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of getting too far ahead of myself and not wanting to write it out. Because I really enjoy writing it out. But I mean, not that I don't like reading it. Where did we leave off? The homogeneity? Oh, right there. So we're still in Protocol 1. What's the next one? Behold the alcoholized animals, bemused with drink, the right to an immoderate use of which comes along with freedom. Well, yeah, I feel that. I mean, that's today's society, is it not? Freedom, people don't use, what do people use freedom for? They use freedom to drink, fight, and fuck. Like, I mean, I can respect that. I like doing those things, but that seems to be all people do. There's no substance. Are there people with substance? I don't know. Like, where are people like me? Not like me, but people that I can, like, holy shit, you actually have something to say. That's awesome. I've never met someone like you before. It is not for us and ours to walk that road. Yeah. The peoples of the Goyim are bemused with alcoholic liquors. Their youth has grown stupid on classism and from early immorality, into which it has been inducted by our special agents, by tutors, lackeys, governoresses, in the houses of the wealthy, by clerks and others, by our women in places of dissipation, frequented by Goyim. In the number of these last, I count also the so-called society ladies, voluntary followers of the others in corruption and luxury. Fucking hell. This guy detests society as much as I do. Because we really are like a different race. We're like a whole different people. Yeah? What do you expect? I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's just, I remember reading this the first time and thinking, like, holy shit, this is pretty damning. But once you led me to Torah and we started getting into all that and into the Jewish calendar, and I started to really follow your system, the more debased the external world has become, from my perception, and it's just like, what the fuck? I was really a part of that? It's almost embarrassing, to be perfectly honest. Behold, I'm going to read it again. Behold the alcoholized... Hold on, this song is like really loud. And I think I'm done listening to it on loop. That's a good one. Chemical Brothers and Q-Tip. I fucking love Q-Tip. Yo, flip mode. Behold the alcoholized animals, bemused with drink, the right to an immoderate use of which comes along with freedom. That's why, like, I don't think I'm wrong saying that people have too much freedom. They don't. I think it was in Eliphas Levi's book, The Ritual and... Oh, dude, I want to get back to that. The Ritual and Doctrine of High Magic. I fucking love that book. But he says something in there about how freedom isn't free. Like, you have to earn it. But that's the thing too, is like, why are people drinking so much? Why do people like use drugs so much? Why do people like so consumed with like TV and the internet and all this other bullshit? And it's like, well, they got nothing. They literally have nothing. Behold the alcoholized animals, bemused with drink, the right to an immoderate use of which comes along with freedom. It is not for us in ours to walk that road. The peoples of the Goyim are bemused with alcoholic liquors. Their youth has grown stupid on classism and from early immorality, into which it has been inducted by our special agents. Now, I can relate to this, because I'm thinking back to when I was a teenager, even when I was growing up. Like, my parents had the hands off. For the most part, my parents had a hands-off relationship with us. Go make your own mistakes, all right? I didn't know shit. But I know I was around lots of drugs from age 15 to 25. That's all I was doing was drugs, methamphetamines, and no pot. I didn't smoke pot until I was 25. I mean, I smoked pot a couple times, but I didn't like it. I preferred the hard stuff. Heroin's fun. I never shot it, but I sniffed it. Heroin's cool. I like ketamine. Methamphetamines is fun. I don't like coke, but I'll do it. Ecstasy is always cool. LSD is... Gimme more, gimme. Mushrooms, which is kind of almost the same thing. A little more organic. But I do love pot. I do. That and alcohol. I fucking love alcohol. Love rum. Spice rum, not just regular rum. The brown rum. The first time I had sex was 15. First time I got a blowjob was 15. First time I touched a vagina was at 15. Or 16. Well, no, 15. First time I fingered a girl, I think I was 14. But yeah, I can see the immorality of it. I can see it. But at the same time, I can also see it from the other side of the perspective too. It's like, you know, at least you lived. At least you got to do the stuff. I love fingering. I love it. That's like one of my favorite things, my lord. Like, how many merit points do I got to do to like... I like fingering, and I like giving oral to women. Not to just any women. I mean, it's like, it's not something I do to everybody. It's just somebody that I would want to do it to. You know what I mean? And the same thing with the fingering. I love the feel of a vagina on my face and on my hands. I fucking love it. I like naked women bodies. Woman body. Not women. No, well, I never chased down vagina, like, or, vulva. I've only had sex with, like, 7 people. 8. 10 if you count the same person twice over the course of several years. So now this thing, by our special agents, indoctrinated by our special agents, that's tutors, lackeys, governesses in the houses of the wealthy, by clerks and others, by our women in places of dissipation, frequented by goyim. So we're like hidden in plain sight. It's kind of like witches. Because I remember when I was getting into witchcraft and I was learning about magic people, I started to learn that there's magic people everywhere. There's wizards and fucking witches. They hide right in plain sight, but they do all the stuff. So I can understand how it's the same thing with the Jews. In the number of these last, I count also the so-called society ladies, voluntary followers of the others in corruption and luxury. So you're talking about like what Moab did to Israel when they sent their women to corrupt them. Is that how it works? That's fucked up. That almost sounds like, are these Jews your servants? Or are these fake Jews? I could see that these are being the fake Jews. Our countersign is force and make-believe. Only force conquers in political affairs, especially if it be concealed in talents essential to statesmen. Violence must be the principle, and cunning the make-believe. The cunning, the make-believe, the rule for governments which do not want to lay down their crowns at the feet of agents of some new power. This evil is the one and only means to attain the end, the good. Therefore, we must stop at bribery, deceit, and treachery when they should serve towards the attainment of our end. In politics, one must know how to seize the property of others without hesitation, if by it we secure submission and sovereignty. Well, I'm just thinking about it. This is some like high level thinking. This is like we're not just talking about. Yeah, we're not talking about the common citizenry here. We're talking about the actual politicians. All right. Hey man, I feel that. Let me do that again. Let me try to make more sense out of this. So our countersign is force and make-believe. Only force conquers in political affairs, especially if it be concealed in the talents essential to statesmen. So force doesn't necessarily mean violence. It just means kind of forcing your opinion on people. Violence must be the principle, and the cunning, the make-believe, the rule for governments. Now, what is that? Cunning, the make-believe. Violence must be the principle, and cunning, the make-believe, the rule. Cunning? Can you help me make sense of that? That sentence just doesn't seem like it's written properly. And cunning... Okay. But now help me... Alright, let me see that. Because there might be a definition to that word that I'm not... Ah, shit, I don't have an internet connection. But I think I get it. And cunning the make-believe. So what does that mean? Cunning the make-believe. Like, living it. Wearing two faces. Not being honest. Bearing false witness. Breaking the fucking commandment. Oh, great. Alright, never mind. Maybe I don't support this as much as I thought I did. And cunning the make-believe, the rule for governments. And cunning the make-believe, the rule. Unless that's a typo. The make-believe rule for governments. And cunning the make-believe rule for governments, which do not want to lay down their crowns at the feet of an agent of some new power. Okay, yeah. How do you define cunning? How do we define that? It's cunning. It's almost like, makes me think of, survival instinct. Cunning. One who's cunning is able to adapt. Is always aware. observing, almost like a predator. Violence must be the principle, and cunning the make-believe rule for governments which do not want to lay down. You are the king of the Jews. Thank you. Lay down their crown at the feet of agents of some new power. I feel that. This evil is the one and only means to attain the end, the good. So we're talking about you have to be evil to get good. I get that, makes sense. That's a little bit of an abstract thought, but I feel it. Because you have to fulfill all the evil in order to get it out of the way. People try to avoid the evil and just go right to the good, but you can't do that because what are you doing with the evil then? You're just bearing it down. Instead, yes. Okay, I do it. Okay. I'm not totally against this. Therefore, we must stop. Therefore, we must not stop at bribery, deceit, and treachery when they should serve towards the attainment of our end. In politics, one must know how to seize the property of others without hesitation, if by it we secure submission and sovereignty. Oh. I get it. Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Because if you're dealing with evil people, the only way to get evil people out of the way is you're going to have to sacrifice your own moral. Not sacrifice your own morals. You have to perform evil in a just manner. I get it. Because if you approach the evil with good, they're just going to crush you. Look at Yeshua Rabbeinu. What this is saying is take almost the opposite stance. And he's not talking about doing tshuva, but it's almost like, my Lord, please forgive me for doing this, but I have to in order to get to bring about what you want. But now, this is demonstrating that this mentality is under the assumption that we're in control and that we can make things happen. But then again, we can manipulate it a little bit and say that it feels like we're in control, but just like, okay, all right. Try to imagine that Judah knew that by doing the evil act against Joseph, that it would bring about good. You have to think ahead of time. All right, if I do anything evil, I have to recognize that you're the one guiding me down that path, and it's not necessarily evil. Although we don't necessarily want to get stuck on the way of thinking that two wrongs make a right, but two wrongs make a right. It reminds me of that one teaching where where Rabbi saw the skull of the man who used to drown people, and he said, "You used to drown people, but you ended up getting drowned for it. But don't feel bad because the people who drowned you are going to get drowned." Our state, marching along the path of peaceful conquest, has the right to replace the horrors of war by less noticeable and more satisfactory sentences of death, necessary to maintain the terror which tends to produce blind submission. Just by merciless severity is the greatest factor of strength in the state, not only for the sake of gain, but also in the name of duty. For the sake of victory, we must keep to the program of violence and make believe. The doctrine of squaring accounts is precisely as strong as the means of which it makes use. Therefore, it is not so much by the means themselves as by the doctrine of severity that we will triumph and bring all governments into subjection to our super government. It is enough for them to know that we are merciless for all disobedience to cease. I'm thinking of Purim. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yes. Yeah, I don't... I don't see anything. I don't see how any of this is bad. At all. Like, what do you want? What do you want? The fucking world to stay the same forever? It's not like things are working. Nothing works. People don't work. People have jobs. People have shitty jobs. That's one thing. But no one's contributing to anything. Nobody is serving you. You know what I mean? Like, there's no real solidarity. There's no uniformity. There's no order. Everything is very chaotic. I mean, it's ordered, but it's like a shit show. It's a shit show. Like I keep on seeing these posts from NewJersey.com, and they had these terrible articles, and every article they post is just something about Trump and some negative thing about negative hearsay, third party information. It's the fuck are you doing? It's clickbait. You're not contributing to anything. Let's do it again. Our state, marching along the path of peaceful conquest, has the right to replace the horrors of war by less noticeable and more satisfactory sentences of death, necessary to maintain the terror which tends to produce blind submission. Right. I'm thinking about Torah. All the punishment. I mean, it's not, there's never a punishment of hell. It's just, you gotta rule the people by fear. People have to be afraid to do the wrong thing. And examples have to be made. Like, we don't make examples of people. People get to resign, people get to, like, get canceled, but nobody has ever actually made an example of, especially people in authority. That's a whole other fucking situation. Like, if you're not gonna make an example of people, you're not gonna set. You can't. If you don't have a set example, then people are just gonna continue doing the thing because it's like, oh well, all right, well if the punishment is just that I have to resign. What the fuck is that? Or I have to go to jail for a little bit, and not just a regular jail. I get to go to some chilled out jail where I play tennis and shit. Like that's not setting an example. It's like I was gonna say it's like these fucking politicians and these people in power. They just do whatever the fuck they want. They run amok. But you know what? That's reflected back in the people too, because people just do whatever the fuck they want too. Everyone puts on this make-believe mask. Everyone puts on this make-believe mask to make everyone think that they're someone that they're not. The only time that you can actually get someone to be for real is when there's nobody else around. They're all by themselves and they're just sitting there crying. But even then, people don't even do that because they just fucking get stuck on their phone. Or video games, or fucking movies, or fucking alcohol. It's fucking sad. I feel like if we wiped out like a good, like, just made an example out of 1% of the total human population, like that would turn things around pretty fucking quick. People are fat and lazy. The only time people stand up and resist is when it serves some kind of self-serving fucking agenda, or they get paid to do it. Just. All right. Well, there we go. Just, but merciless severity is the greatest factor of strength in the state, not only for the sake of gain, but also in the name of duty, for the sake of victory. We must keep to the program of violence and make believe. Just but severe. Just but merciless severity. I know what that means. It's not about being unjust. It's fucking saying it right there. And we're not being unjust. We're doing this for just reasons. Oh, I thought God was all loving. God is all loving to everyone who loves God. When you're an asshole, no, there's no mercy. It says it in the fucking Torah. Do not have pity. Have no pity. Because the people who get punished get what they are getting what they deserve. Don't feel bad for them. And that point's reiterated in fucking Dante's Inferno, where Virgil says to Dante, don't feel bad for these fucking people. They earned this. They earned this. Trust me. And this guy's talking about how we have to go be subversive and use cunning and fucking hide under the radar. Yeah. Of course, look at this fucking world. You fucking people, if you try to tell the truth, if you tell the truth today, people don't believe you. And if they do, they pretend not to believe you and then gaslight you. The fuck out of here. So yeah, we got to stick to the make-believe and the and violence. And violence doesn't necessarily mean physical violence. If you get pulled over for speeding, that's violence being accosted against you when you get that ticket and you got to fucking pay that big ass fine. That's violence against your bank account. The doctrine of squaring accounts is precisely as strong as the means of which it makes use. What does that mean? Well, think about it. What do you know about squaring? Right angles. I'm thinking about first quarter moons and I'm thinking about third quarter moons. I'm thinking about how triangles are composed of two right angles. That's a squaring. 90 degrees is a right angle. So how do you square accounts? By squaring them, by squaring accounts. Oh, I know what it means. I get it. By completing them, by fulfilling them. By squaring accounts. It's by making sure all the debts are paid. Not having any debts, not owing anyone anything. And making sure that no one owes you anything. But now this brings up a really interesting point with what we see with the Quran, where it says that it's better for you to forgive the debts that are owed to you as charitable donations because it then shows your character. That's why I constantly have been telling you, just square up any accounts that I have. Charitable donation, just as the Quran said. Square up all debts that are owed with you by forgiving them as charitable donations. Yes. Any debts owed to me that I know about, that I don't know about. I don't know any debts that are owed to me, but I mean there's my grandmother's life insurance, but yeah, the insurance company owes it to me. Yeah, fuck it, forgive it. It's only $3,000, ain't nothing. Coming from somebody with 27 cents in their bank account. I got like $20 on my bank account now. Far back in ancient times, we were the first to cry among the masses of the people the words liberty, equality, fraternity. Words many times repeated since those days by stupid poll parrots who from all sides round flew down upon these baits and with them carried away the well-being of the world, true freedom of the individual, formerly so well guarded against the pressure of the mob. The would-be wise men of the Goyim, the intellectuals, could not make anything out of the uttered words in their abstractness, did not note the contradiction in their meaning and interrelation, did not see that in nature there is no equality, cannot be freedom, that nature herself has established inequality of minds, of characters, and capacities, just as immutably as she has established subordination to her laws. Never stop to think that the mob is a blind thing, that upstarts elected from among it to bear rule are, in regard to the political, the same blind men as the mob itself, that the adept, though he be a fool, can yet rule, whereas the non-adept, even if he were a genius, understands nothing of the political. To all these things the Goyim paid no regard, yet all the time it was based upon these things that dynastic rule rested. The father passed on to the son a knowledge of the course of political affairs in such wise that none should know it but members of the dynasty, and none could betray it to the governed. As times went on, the meaning of the dynastic transference of the true position of affairs in the political was lost, and this aided the success of our cause. That's a lot of thought. Do you understand it though? I understand a bit of it. Dynastic rule. I mean, obviously, like we're obviously talking about ancient Israel. And what I'm thinking of is, I'm actually thinking of Psalms and Proverbs, because David and Solomon, Psalms is a journal. That's how I see it. I see it as David's journal. And the same thing with Proverbs is King Solomon's journal. Psalms was meant to be passed down to Solomon. The Proverbs was supposed to be passed down to Rehoboam, and then Rehoboam should have passed it down to his son and his son and his son, so that all of the sons of that dynasty put in the effort to learn from those who came before them so that they can do better. Let's do it again. Far back in ancient times, we were the first among the masses of people to cry the word liberty, equality, fraternity. Words many times repeated since those days by stupid poll parrots who from all sides round flew down upon these baits and with them carried away the well-being of the world, true freedom of the individual, formerly so well guarded against the pressure of the mob. The would-be wise men of the Goyim, the intellectuals, could not make anything out of the uttered words in their abstractness, did not note the contradiction of their meaning and interrelation, did not see that in nature there is no equality, cannot be freedom, that nature herself has established inequality of minds, of characters, and capacities, just as immutably as she has established subordination to her laws, never stopped to think that the mob is the blind thing that upstarts elected from among it to bear rule are. In regard to the political, the same blind men as the mob itself, that the adept, though he may be a fool, can yet rule, whereas the non-adept, even if he were a genius, understands nothing of in the political. To all these things the Goyim paid no regard. Yet all the time it was based upon these things that dynastic rule rested. The father passed on to the son a knowledge of the course of political affairs in such wise that none should know it but members of the dynasty, and none could betray it to the governed. As time went on, the meaning of the dynastic transference of the true position of affairs in the political was lost, and this aided the success of our cause. How so? How is that helpful? Think about it. So we were the first amongst the people to freedom, liberty, and fraternity. And that is seen in Torah. Other people saw it and said, I want a piece of that. not realizing we were the chosen people who get to, we were the chosen people who get to indulge in those treats. All right, I get that. Right. Okay, and then how do we go on about that? I'm hungry. I have to go eat. And then plus there's a lady over here, and I don't like walking near people. I don't like people walking near me. I don't like people being near me. Right. So the quote unquote the wise men who caught whiff of what was going on said, I want a piece of the action. Meanwhile, they never actually did anything to earn it. See, we earned it. We earned it by being slaves. We earned it by getting the shit kicked out of us. And we never lost faith in God. Yeah, who the fuck are you people to say that we're bad because of this? Especially when our God, everyone's God, the creator of the universe said to us, here, nobody else wants it, take it. Everybody else wants to act like a fucking animal. All right, no problem. But now that's the thing too, and I understand what he's saying, because Rabbi Philo was saying something similar in On the Creation, and he wrote that 2,000 years ago, where he was writing about how the race of animal called man was elevated above all other animals. But then by nature, but just by the sake of the principle of correspondence, just as it said in here, there ain't no fucking equality. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, even amongst the Jews, like, we're not all equal. One Jew is all Jews. Yeah, I get that. But our solidarity through, how does it go? Unity through diversity. Because no two Jews are the same. Even if they look the same, they're not the same Jew. There's uneducated Jews, there's educated Jews. Like, you can't... Like, there's this misconception that everyone is equal. No. That ain't true. And you know what? I think what what this fellow is talking about when he's talking about I think he's talking about America. Perfectly honest. Because he's talking some shit. Because I noticed this a little earlier in Protocol 1 too, where he's talking about allowing people to govern themselves. And I got the sense that he was talking about America. But even now, the whole liberty, freedom, and fraternity, I think he's again talking about America without talking about America. You guys wanted freedom and liberty and fraternity, but you didn't know what it actually meant. It sounds good. It sounds really good. It sounds really good, but you're not getting it. Like, Israelite society, true Israelite society, based on Torah law, the aristocracy, the kingdom of Israel, it's class-based. Because just like, and this is what he was saying, in nature, there's no equality in nature. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, there are organisms, there are races of animals Some have to follow certain rules, others don't have to follow other rules. The kitty cat's not equal to a fish. Oh, I don't believe in equality at all. Absolutely not. And he just said it himself. We're not equal in mind. We're not equal in character. We're not equal in spirituality, drive, ambition. The fuck are you talking about? We're all equal. Why? Because we're all made out of meat. Well, fuck it. If that's the case, I feel like I bump into somebody I know every time we walk out here. But I mean, yeah, we're all meat. All right, yeah, but we're all carbon too. So we're equal to the trees. We're equal to the planets. We're equal to the earth. We're equal to all the things. Yeah. We're all stardust. All right. Yeah, no. Yeah, absolutely not. I'm not saying no to the stardust thing, sure. Yeah, I get it. It's in the Bible. God created Adam out of the dust of the earth. Carbon. Everyone knows that. But when I was doing that review, this morning, the 11 and or 15 week review, and back when I was still on book 1 of physics, I was still on chapter 37 of prior analytics. What else were we working on? We were on like chapter 20 of Rabbi Zalman's Tanya. And I'm thinking about the progression of things for me over these last couple months. And how much of an impact all of that work has had over the past year of working with Aristotle, just Aristotle alone, of how much that's enhanced my capacity to process complex thought in a logical and rational way, sometimes super irrational. People today can barely handle rational thinking, let alone super irrational thinking. I'm having a fucking internet argument. I hate this. I'm having a stupid internet argument with a guy over Rabbi Jesus. Read Isaiah 53 and tell me who you think. This is the prophecy that scares all the rabbis. I don't know, man. When I read it, I think about my own life. It shows me a reflection of my own life. What do you want me to fucking say? It shows me a reflection of my life from 2018 to right now. That's what I see. When I read the Gospels and the Rabbi Jesus experience, I think about my life. It makes me think about the times I've been in the same motherfucking position as this guy. But there we go. That's just another fucking monkey who's good at repeating shit. You're good at repeating stuff, but you're good at repeating shit, but you're good at repeating shit, but you got no substance to whatever the fuck it is that you're talking about. Like, it just, you're saying what somebody told you to say. No such thing as original thinking. And God forbid you do have an original thought. Going back to what I was saying before, if you have an original thought, Even if you know, even if you sound like you know what you're talking about, people will wipe their ass with what you said and make you feel like an idiot, or try to make you feel like an idiot. No, that's not how it works. What are you talking about? Here's a wiki page. Wiki? Don't be fucking quoting wiki at me. It doesn't help your case. I don't think to be perfectly honest, like I don't know the last time I actually talked to somebody and felt like they knew what they were talking about. In any way, shape, or form. It's a lot of just droning on about just fucking gibberish. Yeah, so on the surface, I could see how the protocols are. No, I see how to ignorant people who can't really think outside of a particular fence. I can see how people like that, they'll see that, oh, this evil fucking Jews. No. He said it in the fucking beginning, like. Sometimes we have to do what's necessary and forgo what is the moral thing to do. But sometimes the necessity is the moral thing to do. Like even before when I was saying about like taking down at least like 1% of the human population, like you'd be doing those people a favor, trust me. Take the 1% of humans who have the most debt, the most accumulated debt, and tell them, if you want, we can put you down. We'll put you down, this way your debt gets forgiven. And you don't have to worry about it anymore. I think most people would take it. I think we should legalize suicide and just give people the option. If you want to kill yourself, go ahead. All right, fuck it. No one's holding you back. I think if we allow people to kill themselves if they want to, we'll actually get rid of a lot of useless people. And we won't have to get rid of them. They'll just get rid of themselves. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't believe that every single life matters. I think some lives matter more than others. Not only do some lives matter than others, but I think some lives have more value than others. Yeah, I get it. That's not her. No, the Asian nanny. I think once I have some food in my belly, I'll feel a little bit better. I just feel a little bit cranky right now. How you doing? But yeah, some people. I haven't read the full book on it yet. But I remember scrolling through Aristotle's books on politics, and he gets into the idea of natural slaves. And I think, well, that's true. There's definitely natural slaves. Some people are submissive, some people are more dominant. The submissive people are meant to serve the dominant people. Some doms are more dom than other doms.
How you doing?
Some subs are more sub than other subs. There's magnitudes to it. Even with the elements of creation, when Aristotle gets into them, and how the principles of the elements represent magnitudes of gravity, magnitudes of mass, magnitudes of lightness and heaviness. The heaviest elements of air are lighter than the lightest elements of earth. But there's some elements of earth that are heavier than the lighter elements of earth, and vice versa, with all the elements. It's the same thing with those who have a dominant character type and those who have a subordinate character type. Some people just aren't made to be dominants. Slavery, yeah, I fully support slavery as long as it follows the Torah law. Some people want to be slaves. Trust me, there are people who would much rather have other people tell them what to do than think for themselves. I'm a slave to God. I'm a servant of God. I don't like to think for myself in that regards. I know that God knows better than me. People want someone who knows better than them to tell them what to do. No one knows better than me. No one in physical form knows better than me what's best for me. Only God knows what's best for me, which is why I submit to Him. I go, here, fuck it. You just point me in the right direction. I'll go. I don't give a fuck. But going back to Philo and the races of animals, how man is elevated above animals. Every race of animal has a place in the hierarchy. Some are prey, some are predators, and the same thing with humans. Some are doms, some are subs, some are masters, some are slaves, some are prey, some are predators. Some are bosses, some are employees. Some are leaders, some are followers. No one is equal. The only time equality actually works is when it's demonstrated through Torah. Because God, you give a much more practical and reasonable form of equality. The slave and the master aren't the same, but there are times where the slave and the master eat from the same dinner table at the same time. And then even in terms of such as like forgiving debts, what's it, every sabbatical year, the debts that people are owed have to be forgiven. And it's not an option. Like, you gotta be forced to do it. But that's the thing, is like, you have to be forced to do it. Like, people don't go out of their way to be charitable. In that regards, at least. But it's just an example. I mean, there are people. I'm generalizing. I know that. Yeah, I'm actually more interested now to get back into that book. Like, I was, my fear was by reading it out loud, I was gonna not want to transcribe it, but that's not the case. I actually want to go home and do it right now. I'd start working on that. Goodness. Yeah. Alright. Well, we're walking up to the house. Like a fucking hungry bear. I want some honey. Alright. Thank you, Shem. I love it too. I know. I appreciate it. I know you appreciate it too.